All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into something that is, let's be honest, one of the most frustrating things for any language learner. You know that feeling, right? You're watching a movie, maybe listening to a podcast in your target language, and you're getting it. You're following along, everything makes sense. But then, the moment you try to actually say something to jump into a real conversation, it's like a complete brain freeze. The words are in there somewhere, but they just will not come out. Well, guess what? You are definitely not alone. This is a real thing, and it actually has a name. It's called the passive-active gap. Think of it like this huge canyon between all the stuff you can understand, that's your passive knowledge, and what you can actually say yourself, on the fly. That's your active skill. And today, we're going to build a bridge right across that gap. So here's the most important thing to get right away. That brain freeze, it's not because you don't know enough words or enough grammar. Nope, it is almost entirely a psychological game. So let's pull back the curtain on the 4 big mental hurdles that are getting in your way. First up, the big one, the perfectionist trap. You've put in the hours, right? You know how a sentence should sound, and so you create this impossible standard for yourself. The fear kicks in. If I can't say this perfectly, I'm just not going to say it at all. But here's the reality check. The whole point of language is connection, not perfection. I promise you, native speakers make mistakes and bend the rules all the time. And then there's this guy, the performance mindset. This is when every single chat feels like you're on stage, like it's a final exam. You feel like everyone's got a red pen out, just waiting to grade you on your mistakes. But honestly, the truth is, most people are just focused on what you're trying to say. They're usually just super impressed that you're even trying to speak their language in the first place. Okay, and let's just take a second to appreciate the insane amount of work your brain is doing here. Seriously, it's like mental gymnastics on an Olympic level. You're trying to think of what to say, translate it, find the words, get the grammar right, nail the pronunciation, and listen to the other person at the same time. It's no wonder your brain sometimes just goes, nope, too much, and short circuits. That freeze you feel, that's your brain slamming on the brakes before a total system overload. And the last hurdle is a really personal one, the language ego. See, in your own language, you're you. You're funny, you're smart, you can express complex thoughts. But in your new language, suddenly you feel like you're 5 years old again, struggling to say the dog is big. That huge gap between your adult self and your learner self can feel, it can feel humiliating and so vulnerable that without even realizing it, you just stop trying. Okay, so that's the why. It's a lot, I know. But enough about the problem. Let's get to the good stuff, the solution. Let's talk about how we can start building real, actual confidence when you speak. And it all begins with one really crucial mindset shift. This right here, this is everything. Seriously, if you have a sticky note, write this down. Your new goal is not to be perfect. Your new goal is just to be understood. That's it. From now on, every single time you make yourself understood, no matter how clunky or messy the sentence was, that is a win. You have to celebrate that. And that completely changes how we think about mistakes, right? They're not failures. A mistake isn't a big red F on your report card. Think of it more like a GPS notification. It's just a little ping from your brain saying, hey, this is an area we could work on. Every single error is just data. It's information that points you in the right direction to get better. All right, so we've got the mindset shift down. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty, the practical stuff. Because to make speaking feel automatic, you've got to train those muscles, just like an athlete. So here is a super simple daily workout that is designed to be totally low pressure. So here's the game plan. It's 3 simple exercises. First, shadowing. You just listen to a native speaker and mimic them, trying to copy the rhythm, the music of the language. Second, a voice diary. This is just you talking into your phone for 2 minutes straight. No stopping, no judging, just talking. And finally, a chunk sprint. You just take a few common phrases and say them over and over, fast, until they're burned into your brain and just roll off the tongue. So, you're probably thinking, okay, this sounds like a lot of time. So what's the total daily commitment to get started on this? You might be surprised. It's just this. That's right, 6 to 8 minutes a day. That's it. That's literally less time than it takes to decide what to watch on Netflix. See, this isn't about clearing your schedule for hours on end. It's about taking those few minutes you do have and using them with real focus to start building those speaking pathways in your brain. And you don't have to jump into the deep end. You can totally ease into this. Step 1, start by yourself. Zero pressure. Just narrate your day out loud, read a book aloud, whatever. Then step 2, try to integrate it into your thoughts. Start thinking in the language. That's a huge one. And then finally, step 3, find a safe space. This could be a patient tutor, a language exchange partner, someone you can practice with where the stakes feel really, really low. Okay, here is a massive pro tip. Listen up. Native speakers do not speak in perfect, beautiful paragraphs. We hesitate, we pause, we use filler words to buy ourselves time to think. Learning these little phrases in your target language is an absolute game changer. They're like little bridges that give your brain a few extra seconds to catch up, and bonus, they make you sound so much more natural. Okay, let's start to wrap this up. We've covered a lot. But if there is only one single thing you take away from this entire explainer, I want it to be this next thought. I just love this analogy. Think about it. You have spent so much time building this beautiful, vast library of knowledge inside your head. All the words, all the grammar, it's all in there. The books are on the shelves. Now you're just learning how to check the books out. See? Speaking is a totally separate skill. It's the checkout process. You're not failing. You're not starting from scratch. You're just learning how to access all the amazing stuff you already know. So the way forward really comes down to this. First, be kind to yourself. This stuff is hard. Second, start small. Just a few minutes a day is perfect. Third, be consistent. That's how you build a real habit. And maybe most important of all, praise yourself just for the act of trying. Seriously, just making the effort, that's the win. So now it's over to you. The real progress begins right now. And look, it doesn't have to be some deep philosophical debate. It could be as simple as ordering your coffee in the language or just saying good morning to a neighbor. So what's it going to be? What is that one small, tiny step you're going to take today to finally start checking those books out of your library?